Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
We have new information regarding that officer-involved shooting in Grand Forks last weekend. Thanks for joining us tonight. The wife of the Grand Forks shooting victim, David Elliott, tells Valley News Live that her husband did not have a weapon when he was shot.
The UND police officer who shot him has been named, and has not been named, rather, and was put on administrative leave pending the investigation. As Valley News Team's Neil Carlson shows us, police have now pointed out details that under law may justify the shooting.
Late Friday night, police now say they started chasing David Elliott after he blew a stop sign. The chase went out of city limits and back into town before the chase ended in the parking lot of Altru Hospital. Police confirm that's when a UND police officer opened fire on Elliott. However, police won't comment on whether they believe Elliott had a weapon. Elliott's wife will comment. Jennifer Elliott says she knows her husband was unarmed. He's in stable condition, but has a long road to recovery after being shot 6 times, including once in the face. Jennifer says David was not using drugs or alcohol. She says, I have no idea why he didn't pull over for police. However, police released more details today about what happened just before that UND police officer shot David Elliott in Altru's parking lot. Now remember, this happened right after David Elliott's pickup was stopped by police.
The UND officer approached the passenger side vehicle while in the Altru parking lot, and at that time, that's when the suspect in the vehicle accelerated rapidly, striking a law enforcement vehicle. Police also pointed out several points in this case that under law may justify the officer's use of deadly force. During the chase, speeds reached 100 miles per hour, putting the public and officers at risk. Elliott rammed a police vehicle, and police also revealed today that Elliott may have been suicidal.
You know, in defense of others or yourself, if you think that is going to cause somebody to die or serious bodily injury, you know, certainly then you could draw your weapon and fire it. And that's in general, I'm not saying what happened here, but in general, that's what the use of force would.
So the actual suspect wouldn't need to have a weapon?
Exactly, right.
More details on all this are expected to be released in the coming days. In Grand Forks, Neil Carlson, Valley News Live.
Officials say no Grand Forks police officers fired their weapons during the incident. However, several have been placed on administrative leave, paid administrative leave, for possible counseling, adding that it's standard practice following a stressful incident. Meanwhile, David Elliott has been ticketed for reckless endangerment and fleeing a police officer with a motor vehicle.
Well, just as the storm team forecasted, the FM area got a little snow from last night's system, but that quickly rolled through, and we did get a lot of this wind, strong winds that aren't letting up, and they'll have an even bigger impact tonight. Let's talk to Hutch now to explain what's going on. Hutch?
Well, first and foremost, when we look at snowfall totals reported from across our viewing area, we see that most of it fell down to the south. Browns Valley, Minnesota reporting 4.2 inches. That goes down to 1.7 in Lisbon. Was as high as 6.5 inches in and around Alexandria, where traffic troubles were problematic throughout the day. Here's a look at the radar. Things quieted down in the afternoon as far as fresh snowfall goes, but the wind continued to gust over 40 miles per hour. Tonight, that wind creating dangerous wind chills, wind chill advisory region-wide, and also it's causing reduced visibilities in open country and slippery roads. Temperatures will slip down to sub-zero readings by bedtime tonight. Wind chills down to 35 below. Bundle up first thing in the morning. For you warmer weather fans, I have good news to share with you coming up here in the extended outlook in a few minutes.
I think we're excited about that in March.
Good.
All right, thanks, Hutch. Well, 4 Devils Lake missionaries are finally home today after being detained in Venezuela. The group was providing medical treatment and simple things like haircuts when they were taken captive last Thursday by armed soldiers. They were detained for 3 days and got very little to eat and very little sleep. Venezuela's socialist president accused the missionaries of being spies there.
And after 3 days of individual and group questioning, being fingerprinted multiple times, photographed multiple times, they finally decided that we would be taken to Caracas.
I'm a 30-year veteran of the military. And they asked that question, were you in the military? And I said, do I want to say yes? Do I want to say no? I said, I'm not going to lie. So I said yes.
Beat us, like physically, they were real nice, but they kind of played mind games with us.
Well, the missionaries have been making trips since the early 2000s and never ran into issues until this trip. The group cannot return to Venezuela for 2 years. The president there is now requiring Americans who visit to have a visa. The Fargo community of restaurants is coming together to support one of its own who's not able to work.
A 23-year-old woman has been a cook for years at local businesses, but is facing hard times after injuring her spine. Valley News Team's Nicole Johnson shows us what it takes to recover.
A short walk down the hallway never used to be this exhausting for McKenna Dinkle, who loves extreme sports. That all changed in December when she severely injured her spinal cord while snow tubing with her family.
I hit a big ice block, and as soon as I hit, my ears started ringing, and I went up in the air, and I remember being up in the air and being like, crap, I can't feel my legs.
A week ago, she left the hospital and is slowly regaining her strength.
How you feel about it is almost like losing somebody. And you have to get over that mental gap, or else you're not going to put, let's say, your best foot forward.
Loss, a familiar feeling for McKenna. Her mom died 8 months ago. Since then, her aunt, Chris Mickelson,
that's pretty fabulous, kid.
has become her biggest cheerleader.
It's not the first walk down a road that we've had that's been kind of tough. So we've walked that road before, and we got through it. And we'll get through this too.
McKenna's goal is to start walking again by August, the month her best friend is getting married.
And I said that I refused to go down the aisle in leg braces in a walker or in a wheelchair, because we've got cute, super cute short dresses, and I don't want to wear my ugly leg braces. And I don't want to go down the aisle before her and take attention away from her.
In order to walk, she'll undergo extensive physical therapy, a road that's made longer, knowing that her insurance won't cover many more visits. Nicole Johnson, Valley News Live.
McKenna, we wish you the very best. A benefit is scheduled to help her out. It's going to be at Shotgun Sally's in Fargo, where she worked as a cook. This benefit is slated for tomorrow. It's scheduled from 4 in the afternoon until 7 p.m. If you can't make it, there's we have a Her GoFundMe page. There's information on this website. You can log on to our website at valleynewslive.com and click on this story.
Bail is set at $75,000 cash for a 16-year-old accused in an attack on a woman at West Acres back in September. Abdiraham Sahil is facing 3 felony charges: robbery, terrorizing, and attempted kidnapping. Court documents say he attacked the woman as she opened the door to her car near the JCPenney parking lot where she worked. Now, Sahil is also charged with a misdemeanor simple assault. He was 15 at the time of the attack. His case has since been bumped up to adult court. In addition to his cash bail, he is to have absolutely no contact with the victim.
The University of North Dakota has announced the people who will serve on a new permanent nickname committee. This committee will review a list of potential names, then develop a short list of names for a final public vote. The university anticipates that work will be done by early May. The committee is comprised of 11 individuals, including 4 students, 6 alumni, and 1 professor. Now, the committee begins its work next week.
Navy Week is only a couple of months away, and today it was announced that Fargo was selected to be a part of it. The Navy Week program began in 2005, and NAVCO has since coordinated 169 Navy Weeks in 69 U.S. cities. It's designed to provide people with an opportunity to learn about the Navy, its people, and its importance to national security and prosperity. More than 75 outreach events are coordinated during Navy Week, and Fargo's Week is scheduled for July 20th through the 26th. That will also coincide with the Fargo Air Show.
It's a little harder for some Moorhead drivers to get around town, and here's why. Crews are repairing a water main site on 8th Street South. That'll be working through this Friday. The east northbound lane of 8th Street South between 16th Avenue and 20th Avenue will be closed during that time. Drivers are encouraged to use caution and seek out other routes if they are available.
Well, coming up tonight on Valley News Live 10 at 10, Lisa Badeau explains which snack bars should you be snacking on and which ones you should be avoiding. And also like Valley News Live on Facebook to get all the latest news, weather, and breaking news updates anytime on your feed. Just search Valley News Live, like our page, and stay informed throughout the entire day.
We're low on calories.
We
too.
are.
Yes.
We do.
Later on Valley News Live at 6, there's still time to get out and celebrate National Pancake Day.
Now we have wind chills to battle overnight. We have some blowing snow as well. I'll have details on some warmer weather in your extended outlook coming up right after this.